Hey y'all, Jamie here, proud 56-year-old trans woman from New Orleans. So, where last I left off, me and my ex husband Mickey were on stage and I was competing in the Miss Lafourche Parish pageant. And yeah, Mickey was doing my talent number with me. It was a jungle remix of Alanis Morissette, You Ought to Know. And I had Mickey dressed like Tarzan in a loincloth tied between two trees on stage, and at one point I like had him grab bananas out of the tree like he was eating banana. Yeah, it was funny. And there at another part in the song, look, I put him down on the floor like a bitch in all fours and grabbed his hair and side to side, and then I got down on all fours. I had a spear with me. I got down on all fours. He dropped down on his knees behind me and proceeded to, there's parts in the song where they do the the Tarzan call. Yeah, he did that, like beating his chest while he was pretending to screw me. And I won. Yeah, I won that pageant, honey. I won that pageant with no problems. Do you hear me? So I get crowned Miss Lafourche Parish, and that was like my wrap up of 1996. So 97 rolls around, and this is like early spring, I want to say. And I have two dear friends, Mark and Colette, and they owned Le Roundup at 819 St. Louis Street. If y'all have been with me for a while, I have brought up this bar repeatedly. Like repeatedly. I had been going to this bar since 1985. Okay, and now this was like early 97. They offered me and my dear friend Felina, who I had Shane Gender Productions with doing shows and stuff, they offered us a job bartending there. They wanted to have, well, Colette, it was a big deal to Colette. She wanted to have a couple of dolls behind the bar, and she wanted us to be sexy and over the top and campy, and that she wanted to bring that vibe into the bar because, yes, it was a gay bar, but it was also a trans bar, very much so. And so she wanted to, like, play that aspect up. And so they hired me and Felina, and we started working there. Y'all, listen, I would go in there dressed like Felina, and I would try to do the Bopsy twin thing and like wear little matching things and stuff like that. We did that once in a while too. We would ask each other what we were going to wear and all of that. Well, we had not been working there long when one night there was an event in the French Quarter, okay? They had transformers, electrical transformers on the poles, not transformers, not transformers. No, not that. I'm talking about electrical transformers, okay? And they were exploding in the French Quarter. Yeah, like a couple of them, I think, exploded in the French Quarter. And it left the quarter in a blackout, a complete blackout for at least, I believe it was at least half of the French Quarter. So at least half of the French Quarter was out, just black, pitch black. Felina and I are working at the bar. Well, you know what? The Roundup, Le Roundup never closed, honey. Le Roundup stayed open come hell or high water. Okay, it was 24/7. It's New Orleans. It was 24/7. I don't even think, yeah, the bar, you could lock the bar doors, but they were saloon doors and they stayed open like all the time. So, anyway, they decided to stay open this night while the lights were out. Now, the cash registers were electric. Okay, they were electronic. And so Felina and I had to take pencils and like jam them in the cash drawers so that the thing wouldn't lock. Because if we had closed it, like if we had closed it and it had locked, that would have been problematic. We wouldn't have been able to get to the bank and to deal with drinks and to serve people and stuff, right? So we we're serving drinks and we're still like we're having to do the math in our heads instead of totaling up on the cash register. But we're managing. Listen, I did not finish school. I left home at 14, but I was managing. I really was. Y'all, when I tell y'all this bar was packed. Yeah, you would think a blackout that people would go the fuck home. No, There was no going home in New Orleans, honey. Blackout meant it was party time, honey. That was an invitation to party time. So, yeah, the bar ended up 3 people deep, at least 3 people deep, all the way around the entire bar. It was a big square bar, okay? And all the way around the entire bar was just like 3, 4 people deep waiting to get drinks, and we had candles lit and the whole 9 yards, y'all. So, Felina and I get the bright idea that it's a perfect opportunity to make a little extra money. So what did we do? Yeah, we had a couple. It came about because we had a couple of girls ask us, could they go in the back courtyard with a trick? With a trick. We weren't supposed to do that. Like we really weren't supposed to do that, but we did. We did. We took the money. Listen, we were making them pay us $100 to take these tricks in the back to the courtyard. And yeah, they would go back there. They gave us $100. Felina and I split it 50-50. They went back there and sucked dick or got their dick sucked or whatever they did. That was their business. But that wasn't all. And if y'all want to know what else was going on, honey, if you want to know what happens next, y'all know the routine. Be here next time and I will too. I love you all. I love you all for watching and I love you for the comments. I will talk to you later. Bye, y'all.